Give me 1 second. We are live. We are live. Okay. We we back, y'all. We are back. We are back. Let's get this thing started. Let's get this panel. We got Larry. Let's get Larry going. We got Larry on here. You know what I'm saying? Who that? Who that? Who that? We got the who that
What it do?
on here. Yeah, we are on here. Y'all look, we give y'all a couple of seconds at 5:30. We definitely gonna be starting at 5:30. Let's get it.
Wow!
What's happening?
What's happening with y'all, boy, man? What's going on? This episode number 5, baby. We got preseason coming at y'all. Preseason action. Texans, New Orleans Saints, man. We got Hump on the live, man. We got Larry on the live, and we got Mr. Peanut Nola 504 on the live, man.
You had to bring up my Everett 504 on this channel, okay?
my bad, man. My bad,
exposing me with my Indian channel. I don't want people to know that because I don't want them to know that now. You know what I'm saying? No. We gonna keep that. We gonna keep that to that side of the world. You know what I'm saying? We got Henry in the house. We got Henry, one of the very first people in the chat. Shout out to Henry.
What's going on with you?
We're on our fifth episode, folks. This is the baddest sports show podcast, New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans podcast. This is our 5th episode, and we are very excited. Today is the New Orleans Saints game day against the Houston Texans. This is a big day for the New Orleans Saints. Not too much for the starters, but for a lot of young men. For a lot of young men out here who's trying to win a job in the NFL. They may not make the Saints team. They may not make the Saints team, but it's a very possibility that they can make it in the NFL. I want you guys to understand that the preseason is bigger than just making the New Orleans Saints. If you are this is for young people out there, do not be disappointed if you don't make it to the team that you are out there trying out for. The whole National Football League is watching you. So this is a rehearsal, basically a rehearsal for every 32 teams in the NFL. I'm very excited, and we're gonna go to the host of this channel, and this page, the host on Twitter, your boy, my son. We got EJ Nola 504. What's up, man? We're gonna keep it quiet.
What's up, man? What's up with y'all boys, man?
All right.
It's we back at it live again, man. And doggone, this is how I want to start this episode, guys. I just want to tell all the athletes out here, whether they're watching or not, I just want all the fans out there to understand this is preseason, okay? This is meant for kids out there that's trying to make the team. Okay, each NFL team, and it is not exclusive to just them making the New Orleans Saints. This is also exclusive to them, showing their talents to other NFL franchises. And as well, we also have to look at that these teams are not going to show their best forms. They're not going to be sitting there showing everything to the rest of the league. The rest of these other NFL teams are not going to show their best out there. This is just preseason. We just going to treat it as preseason. But we just, as fans, we want to see who's the sleeper guys that's going to make this team and that's going to go ahead and show up here, But the first thing I want to start out as, guys, and I want to talk about is Mr. Zach Wilson. The biggest news of the day in preseason. I know he gave the Jets fans a scare, and he almost tore his ACL, but turns out he will be out 2 to 4 weeks. and he's got a meniscus tear. Guys, how do you feel about that? Having your starters start, and there's a chance of your players getting injured out there in preseason. I'm gonna start with you.
Okay, well, me personally, I just came off of knee surgery maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I tore my meniscus, tore my ACL, MCL, and I didn't have the great $1 million doctors that the NFL has, but I still was out 13 months.
Right.
So, like you say again, if it's just a meniscus, most of the time that may heal on its own without surgery, but you never can tell these days. And you know how hush-hush the NFL is on disclosing injuries.
Larry, what's your thoughts on that injury, man?
It all depends on.
Well, go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about me.
Because Zach Wilson ain't exactly no great quarterback. I guess they're just trying to see. They was just trying to have him out there to see how he was going to look with the first team offense.
Right.
And it cost him. He wasn't coming off of no injury and then, so it really wasn't a problem to them to put him out there for a couple of series just to see. But injuries happen. It's the NFL. Injuries happen.
Mr. Everett 504, you there? What's your thoughts on that injury?
Well, I can sit and tell you that almost cost the quarterback. They have to teach this young man basically how to protect himself, and because he was scrambling on that play, he's a quarterback and he loves to. One thing he has to learn how to do is be prepared to use his arm more than just using his legs all the time. And I look at Zach Wilson. He relies on scrambling. Just like I seen Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts literally almost got killed in preseason, even though that was a dirty play. He ran out of bounds. The guy hit him intentionally. So it's very hard for these football teams who rely on their quarterback. The quarterback is one of the most important players on the football field. And to risk these guys in preseason is very hard. It's very hard. So I don't think me personally, if I'm the Saints, when Jameis come back, you do want to get that continuity. Probably that last game will be a good opportunity for Jameis to come back and play maybe a quarter or two just to get real comfortable. Because, like I said, it's very, very dangerous. A lot of these young men they want to have an opportunity to make a name for themselves in the NFL. You got to remember, these guys don't have nothing to lose. These are some of these young men are undrafted rookies. Some of these guys are undrafted players are free agents that are just trying to make the lead, man. And it's and they're gonna try to make a name for themselves. So it's very dangerous. Some of your key players, you can't police it like Larry said. It's football, but at the end of the day, our major players like Demario Davis. Do we really need to see a lot of Demario Davis? Do we? I would not risk high profile players in a first preseason game. Maybe that last game is one of the games that you want to prepare them to be able to play. What you think about that? Go ahead. I'm gonna pass the torch back to you, host.
Well,
shout out to Brittany, my wife Brittany. Shout out to you. Go ahead.
Well, you make a great point there that is where you draw the line here in the league. Jalen Hurts was another, example of, man, you got your starting quarterback out there and he's getting a late hit out there. You don't want your quarterback to get touched out there in the preseason, but sometimes you need these things, okay? Us as Saints fans, we don't need Jameis to go out there and to do what the Eagles done with Jalen Hurts and what the Jets done with Zach Wilson. We're actually fortunate enough to know what Jameis Winston looks like in our Saints offense, but other teams are unfortunate. Some teams need that extra work. They need to see what they look like, against these other teams in game action, so it's where you draw the line with it. How much play are these players going to get? How much time you're going to throw them out there, and I know for the Saints, like you said, you don't want to see Demario Davis going out there. I think what you have in Mr. Demario Davis. Jameis Winston, I really don't think, in my opinion, especially with his injury history right now, you don't put him out there in preseason, even if you really want to, give him some more reps. You might want to keep him safe and rather than sorry, So I like I said, it's very interesting to see these injuries come up, but at the same time, Larry, you pointed it out and said the best thing is football, man. It's you
Right.
can't prevent injuries, man. It's the league, man. It's saddening to see, but hey, it happens. And then think about this too. The NFL has taken away an extra game from these preseason games. So you have 3 games now. So it's harder now to make an NFL team. You really have to sit there and try to do all you can to go ahead and make these rosters. So, make it more about these backups. Put them out there more. I know you want to go ahead and put your starters out there and get them extra work and stuff like that, but get these backups out there so they can get their shine and make these teams, man, because there are a lot of sleepers out there. There are a lot of players out there that just get slept under the rug, man, and they're not talked about, man. But, like I said, man, doggone.
I got a shout out. I got 2 shout outs right here. I got
Go ahead.
504 Indigenous Warrior. No, actually 3. And we got Frosty 504, and we got the Bronze in the house, the Indigenous community. I see you guys.
Yes, sir. But also now, guys, I want to get y'all opinions on what are y'all looking for today in this preseason game tonight against the Texans. I'm gonna start with you, Larry.
Basically, I just want to see like what the offense gonna look like, what the defense gonna look like. Because even though Andy Dalton gonna be in there, you still gonna kind of get a feel of what the offense is capable of doing. We already know the defense bringing to the table, but it's certain players I want to see. I want to see players like Alante Taylor. I want to see what's that rookie running back we got from Baylor, Abram.
Yeah, Abram Smith.
I want to see Abram Smith hammer the rock.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see Ian Book. How he gonna look with more preparation? Even though I kind of in my mind I kind of know what I'm gonna see, but I just want to see it and let other people see it, so I ain't got to say it no more.
Right. What about you?
I'm one of the people that disagree with you, Larry, when it comes to Ian Book. I think that Ian Book did not get the proper opportunity as he should. You got to realize he was thrown in a bad situation. I think, Larry, if it was you or me in that situation, we got 3 quarterbacks on this panel. We got Petey in here. You got yourself. You got me. I don't give a damn if you had my.
I'm a low DB out here, man. Low DB out here.
Hey, we got the long DB. You could have had Montana out there. I don't care. That offensive line was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That offensive line was terrible. That football game, period, was terrible. It was a lot. That's the game that kept the Saints from not being in the playoffs. I really believe we could have won. We could have beat the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons game.
Yeah,
we had that one in the bag.
I say this too, Larry, because to my dad's point here, I agree with him on that point. Even before you get to that Falcons game, that Miami Dolphins game was an important game to have. You win that game, you probably don't have to worry about winning against the Falcons. You probably in the playoffs.
We gotta beat the Falcons. I don't care. I don't care about the loss to the Dolphins, but the Falcons, we got to win now. But the thing is, against the Dolphins, we didn't really have a chance. The offense wasn't clicking enough. But against the Falcons, a blown coverage by Paulson Adebo is what cost us that game.
Mm-hmm.
In fourth quarter. Coverage.
But Paulson Adebo has grown since that game. Paulson Adebo has grown since that game.
Go ahead, Hub. Tell me your thoughts on who you watching out for tonight.
Well, basically, I'm gonna start at the top. Dennis Allen. Game management. How you gonna handle the pressure of being the man now instead of the defensive coordinator?
I like that.
How you gonna use your timeouts? Are you gonna try to steal a possession at the end of the first half? Mm-hmm. What you looking like in the third quarter? What you looking like in the fourth quarter when you have to make adjustments on the fly?
Mm-hmm.
So, Pete Carmichael, like my man said, well, look, the defense is gonna be there, because you are a defensive coach, and most defensive coaches, when they become head coaches, they become, running. We're gonna probably run the ball a lot more. And, sure, you can go individual, but, hey, bro, I've been waiting on the Saints game since January 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it don't even matter.
We all ready to see some Saints football, man. We all excited about this, man. We know it's preseason football, but it's been a while. This seemed like the longest off season, like in a while, man. So I'm really happy to even see all these fellas getting out here with it, especially with our new players and our new additions. With I hate to say this every week, but hey, Jarvis Juice Landry, Mr. Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, that's exciting, So I think for me personally, what I really want to watch out for is I want to see how that offense is clicking. Pete Carmichael. I want to see,
right.
Can you go ahead and get these play calls in, man? Can you get it in a rhythm? I want to see Ian Book. I want to see Ian Book get this playing time. I want to see Andy Dalton get this playing time. I want to see them control the system at the quarterback position. I also want to see these running backs. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to get that third roster spot, at the running back position. We got Abram Smith. We got Tony Jones Jr. I don't know if Saints fans have heard, we let go of Mr. Brown, from the Rams. So he's out of there. So it's up for grabs right now. So I'm interested.
It ain't really up for grabs. It ain't really up for grabs. Somebody been looking good.
Yeah.
If you think back to when we drafted Alvin Kamara and they started cutting running backs, somebody looking good.
Oh yeah, somebody standing out there at practice. I'm really interested to see who that is. So I want to see that person go ahead and hit the holes. I want to see somebody behind that line, doggone really come in and be clutch because we need it. We don't know the situations for Alvin Kamara yet. We still on the lookout, seeing and watching on what that's gonna look like. But I want to see how that goes. As far as defensively, quite honestly, I'm not really worried about defense right now. Defense, I think we got it handled back there. What you got to say, Hump?
Okay, well, definitely area of concern is the linebackers. Even though I know we run 4-2-5 nickel, but you still need a better linebacker than what you got.
Yeah, you know what? Knucklehead, yeah. Linebackers, that is, and I do want to say this. If you're going to beat the Saints on defense, I would say the only weakness the Saints have is at their linebacking core. We have DeMario, but after DeMario, who's there? Who are you really scared of? And like, I know we got Pete Werner, but Pete Werner's been scaring me in practice, with his injuries, man. Like, come on now, you got to get healthy, man. Doggone Kawhi didn't left now, so it's you now. It's all on you. So that's a great point, I like that you brought that up. The linebackers is going to be something, that needs to be watched. And but Larry, I want to ask you this too. Let's talk about the matchup here. Anybody on the Texans that you kind of looking out for that you feel like is going to stand out tonight against these New Orleans Saints?
The only one I'm worrying about is Brandon Cooks versus one of them backup DBs.
Okay.
That's all I'm worried about. But see, the quarterback got to get the ball to him. So I'm not really too concerned, but it's going to be blown coverage just because it's preseason.
Mm-hmm.
First time going live, putting on the pad and really laying the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting to see all the mistakes. I want to see all the mistakes. But the group that I'm really watching, outside the linebackers, I'm not too concerned because I think Zach Bond going to step up.
Mm-hmm.
I think because really the last few preseasons when we actually get to see him.
I really hope so. I mean, we went out after that kid and he's been quiet. Doggone, he's been a special teamer, which is good and all, but we need him at his natural position. We need him right there,
on that outside.
So hopefully, I like that you brought that up. Doggone, Zach Bond needs to step up. This is when you need him to come in and fill in that role. What you think, huh? Anybody?
Well, I'm gonna say this here, and I'm gonna let Everett jump back in here. But really, let's look at it like this economically. My man has been there 3.5 years, and you're not going to get this guy $500,000 just to run down on kicks and punts.
Right.
You still got to start, clearing out the cap for all the people that you got to pay next year, which is Oyemata, Eric McCoy, C.D. Deuce, who's still kind of disgruntled right now, So, I know we kind of jumping ahead and we haven't even played the first preseason game yet, but it's going to be a lot of veterans that's going to get cut if that's all they're doing is running down on kicks and punts.
Yeah. Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
Now, something I've been keeping my eye on, the wide receiver group for them last 2 spots.
Yes.
Deontay Hardy's spot is secure. But see that last spot between Traquan?
Yes.
Marquez?
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because it's very interesting.
Kirk Merritt been acting a fool.
Yes.
You got Kirk Merritt, but then they got Dejon Dixon. I think he's going to go on the practice squad, but Dejon Dixon been shining too.
Right. Go ahead, Dad. Go ahead, Dad. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this one.
Well, hopefully you guys can hear me good because I have to get off in the car and leave the house, y'all. Because we are experiencing some bad internet problems right now, and I have to get in the car and ride away from the house right quick. You know what I'm saying? But this is what. And could you guys hear me clear for one? Could y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You good?
Okay. One of the guys that I'm interested to see. There's several guys but I want to see what Adam Trautman can do. Adam Trautman has been a disappointment for me because I love the guy. I think he has the physical ability. The guy, he's been doing very good in training camp. From what the sources say, he has been a different player in training camp. So I want to see if that going to translate over to the preseason because he's actually leading all our tight ends in receptions and catches in practice, which it is. It's just a bona fide practice. But him, Traquan Smith, my buddy Traquan, we respect you, Traquan. That's one of the only guys I know that actually show up in this group. He comes here and he takes it like a man. He comes here like a man, and I give a lot of respect to Traquan Smith. There's another guy who I am looking at is Bradley Roby. Will we trade Bradley Roby? This guy here is a nice player. I love the Bradley Roby trade. But the way he talks to the Debo and the fact that we drafted Alontae Taylor, it tells me that the Saints may need, they're very deep at that position, overly deep at that position. Okay, so there are positions that we probably can use. I still think that we probably could get that extra tight end, extra running back. You just don't know. And I also want to see what the young man that we had last year, who actually had a great preseason last year, but wound up getting into the season and he got injured. And he wound up Tony Jones Jr. I'm not willing to give up on him because, like a lot of Saints fans do, there's a lot of Saints fans who every time they, a lot of guys who never played the game are always quick to run their mouth about players. And, so my thing is, I know the dude he's out. Let's see if got traded and left to the Baltimore Ravens. He's the reason. So I want to see that guy again. I want to see him play. I want to see Caesar. I want to see if Caesar is going to be a bust.
Good point.
There's a lot of questions.
Good point.
There's a lot of questions.
I see. That's all great points, Dan. I'm glad you hit on all of these. Larry, I want to kind of get back to you on what you said about the receivers over there. Yeah, that's very interesting. Who your top three is Jarvis Juice, Michael Thomas, and Chris Olave. And then you got Deontay Harris, which I'm sure is going to make this roster. But after that,
Deontay Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, Deontay Hardy now. But
Somebody getting traded to the
Man,
Patriots.
after
That's all
that,
I
it's kind of
Traquan Smith, and these are two players that maybe it's a pot. And I love you, Traquan. You know you always welcome here. But if you don't, it's going to be big for you this preseason. Okay.
Yes.
They got it's going to be between Callaway. It's going to be. I love Callaway. I think Callaway fits our system, but it's so deep right now. Do they go young with the guy that Larry was talking about? Do they go young? He's one of them young guys because it's cheaper to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Harris is going to have a contract. Harris got a contract. Do we want to pay Harris? So there's a lot of flexibility with this preseason, okay? Yes, I want to bring Harris back this year. I want to bring him back. But for I'm just saying, y'all, I really believe that Traquan is a make or break breaking a training camp for Traquan Smith. I love you, Traquan.
Somebody can step up.
It's a dog. Look, I'm telling you, this is a dog-eat-dog game.
Right.
And we've been saying this before. Like last year, it was really like, okay, who do you have, out there receiver? Now it's like you got everybody on that receiving core, and it's like now you got no room for error. Like this is preseason. So this is your chance. You make some noise, or you will be left out. And I hate to say it that way, but that's the reality. Doggone, this is what preseason is for. You got to find out who your dogs are in the team and who you're gonna rely on within the season. Go ahead, Hump.
Well, as Deontay Hardy was the topic just now. Let's not forget Rashid Shaheed, who was basically brought in to replace him.
Yes.
He hurt. So hey, you had to give Deontay Hardy like $1.3, $1.4 million at that second round tender, and he's still gonna be up for contract next year.
Yes.
So why not get something for him now? It depends on what Rashid Shaheed does in the preseason. If he outshines him, he's a little bit bigger, but that would kind of upset Jameis, but, like you say, it's a business.
I'm not willing to give up. I'm not willing to give up Hardy that easy. I really think that'll be a big mistake by the New Orleans Saints. And one of the reasons why, because if you look at Hardy, a kick returner. He is the young man.
He's
some of the stuff that you can use
with him. His spot locked. His spot is locked.
Yeah, think about it. You can use him in a backfield similar to what you use the young man in San Francisco.
Right.
You can do them short plays to this guy. This dude can run the ball.
Right.
He's that Darren Sproles. The dude has the ability to make plays after the run. After the catch. So I don't know if I want to give that kind of player up for a rookie that we don't know. We know what Hardy has done. We know what Hardy has done in the NFL. So that leaves me with Callaway, and that leaves me with Traquan. And do you trade and get value for Callaway? You have many Callaways on this football team, but you don't have that many Hardys. Yeah, you don't have that many Hardys on this team.
Yeah, the Patriots. Watch.
That's go ahead, Larry.
If Kirk Merritt step up, he's gonna make both of them expendable because they also like Dejon Dixon. Dejon Dixon is kind of like a Marcus Colston type. He's kind of like a Marcus Colston type. They like him. So
physical.
Two veterans could get pushed out, and it ain't no shade to Marquez Callaway because wherever he go, I feel like he's gonna be productive. But New England need wide receivers.
Yeah.
They already got their Jordan Humphrey up there. He scored a touchdown of the night.
Look, shout out to little Jordan Humphrey out there, He didn't help out, did his years and everything. It's good to see, that he got his shine over there with the Patriots, man. That's nice.
We all love Lil Jordan. I don't care what nobody says. Lil Jordan was playing. Now, Sean Payton, and I hate to be critical of some of you Sean Payton fans. And I know you're going to get back. But Sean, in the last couple of years, I don't know if it's because he's aging and he wants to be Bill Parcells so much that to the fact that he tries to duplicate too much of what Bill Parcells does. Okay? He wants to be the badass. He wants to just New Orleans? You don't know that. I know Cooks was jealous of Michael Thomas. I know that. But y'all could have made that work out.
The one player shouldn't have left was Jimmy Graham.
Whoa, yes.
Jimmy Graham should have never left New Orleans.
Jimmy Graham.
He thought he could go to the
himself. Jimmy Graham would tell you himself that he wished that he didn't get the big head and he didn't do what he did and that he would have stayed with Drew Brees. We all know that Jimmy Graham shouldn't have left the New Orleans Saints. That's just.
He's the all-time best. He'll be a Hall of Famer. He would be a Hall of Famer.
He would be bigger than the modern day Gronk and the Travis Kelce's today.
He would have shattered Gronkowski record.
Yes.
He was on the same level as Tony Gonzalez.
It's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy. Tony Gonzalez and Shannon Sharp.
It's crazy how he just got that big head, man. He thought he was a receiver. That's what he was. He wanted all that money. And look, when you think you bigger than the team, the world will humble you real quick, man. The NFL will chew you in and spit you right back out real quick, man.
I gotta ask y'all, all y'all on the panel, what DA? I'm loving DA. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving this dude. I think he's a player's coach. I think he learned from that first opportunity in Oakland. Some of the times, Pete Carroll had the same experience when he went out to coach the Jets and the New England Patriots. A lot of people understand sometimes when you start the failure, you're a younger coach. You're able to go out and see it much better from when you come on, 38 years old. I know Sean McVay and all this other shit, but Sean McVay, when he got to the Rams, he had weapons. When you look at Dennis Allen in Oakland, they had nobody. They had scale players. They had Warren Saint at the end of his career. These guys did not have players out there on the football field. And I'm looking at a Dennis Allen, and I'm sitting there saying, Dennis Allen, what did the hell you bring Daniel Sorensen to this football team for? He has no value on the football team. Did you bring his ass?
I'm going to tell you why.
Because Lord knows we don't want him as a start.
I'm going to tell you exactly why Dennis Allen brought Daniel Sorensen to this football team. He did not plan to put Daniel Sorensen out there as safety. I promise you that. He put Daniel Sorensen on his team for special teams and depth. Okay, and you need depth in your league, in this league. Okay, injuries happen every single day. Okay, and Lord knows we don't want to see that man at safety, but at the same time, you need a roster spot. You need a roster spot. Okay, and at the same time too.
I don't even want to see him in the same jersey.
He can make noise on that special teams. I believe that. I believe he can make noise on that special teams.
All right, so what you trying to say? Yeah, he's the next coming up, the former Buffalo Bill tasking up somebody. What the hell you think he is? I mean, come on now. What you think he's Steve Tasker? Because I don't know what he is. I never seen him on special teams. All I've ever seen is in the NFL, the highlights. I've seen him get the whip. There was a thing with Petey and I used to talk when we were young. We called it the whip. That's when the quarterback get out there and the wide receiver, and guess what happened? The quarterback and the safety, what they do? They do the whip. And I just believe that this guy here is trash. He's trash. And I don't know how he's on this football team. I don't know, family. I don't. That's the only question I question, DA.
Go ahead.
Well, check this out here. He's definitely going to replace that Craig Robinson role as your special team. Because like you say again, I don't plan on seeing him. Yeah. Well, I don't plan on seeing him on the field. And again, you're only going to have maybe 5 DBs, that's going to probably make the team, and 2 of them is your starters. You got to keep JT Gray. That'll be 3. Now you got to go with. Okay, well, you got to do this one here too, now. Now is it either PJ or Justin Evans?
They're not going to.
Hold on, y'all.
Well,
Hold on. We got Jason trying to get in the link. Jason,
I'm gonna tell you this. To answer your question on that, it's PJ. PJ's proven more to me over these past couple of seasons that he deserves to be on this football team. Justin Evans, unless he's wowing people at camp, which I haven't really heard his name come up too much. But unless he steps up really big in this preseason, he has injury concerns. So I don't see him making that roster spot or earning his spot over PJ Williams. I just don't see it.
Right. Well, that's basically where you're at with it right now. So you heard me basically exclude Daniel Sorensen, from that equation.
Yeah.
But like you say again, you brought him in as a special teams guy, but he has to take a roster spot to stay on the team.
Yeah.
Jason is trying to get in the link. Jason, if you scroll up to the link, there's a link right here. There's a link in the chat. Scroll up above Frosty 504, and you should be able to hit that link. Try the link again, brother. You should be able to get in the link. I don't know what's going on. I also go check on your Instagram. I'm not your Instagram. Your messenger, because I did send some invitations to you guys in messages. So I don't know if I got you in there. If not, I will get back out and I will go send you another invitation to get on here. So try it again, Jason. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna try to get you on, brother. Go ahead. Well, matter of fact, I can send it now. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all got to do. I'm gonna send him an invitation. Y'all, I'm gonna mute my mic.
All right, boy. While he go ahead and take care of all that, I also want to discuss this too. Guys. The Texans here. I know we love our Saints here, but this is the opponent here. We got to kind of go ahead and get into it, what they're looking like on that side. So the Texans, they finally got rid of Deshaun Watson this offseason. They finally kind of out of that reign, out of that drama and everything. They got, a homer boy over there. They got, our own Louisiana own, Mr. Derek Stingley Jr. out there on their team now.
He's not even playing tonight.
He's not gonna play tonight. He won't be playing tonight or nothing like that. But guys like him, they drafted John Mechie. John Mechie is dealing with some heart problems right now, so prayers to him. Prayers go out to him. He was a great receiver and standout for Alabama. Also, they got Davis Mills back there at quarterback. I'm very interested to see Davis Mills. Just as a football man, from a football standpoint, I'm really interested to see what Davis Mills looks like and see can he keep his role as quarterback as the Houston Texans. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like, if he doesn't prove that he can, make this team, become the starting quarterback of this team, they can easily draft one next season. But I really believe Davis Mills got something going on with him, So
I gotta say
what's your thoughts on Davis Mills?
Okay, Davis Mills impressed a lot of people last year. Him being a young man, but he's not Deshaun Watson. He's a good. I want to say he's a good game manager type of quarterback. He's a decent quarterback. I think if I was the Texans and I still see Jimmy G out there, I would pick up Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, a proven winner, and this is a opportunity for them to do so. So I would sign Jimmy G. That's probably one of the guys that's on a list going. Depending on how this preseason look. Okay, this is going to be big for Davis Mills. And it's going to be big for a lot of these young quarterbacks who are starting. I think the Jets should go. I don't think the quarterback that they drafted, I don't think he's ready, y'all. I don't think they're doing it. I don't think that person don't look too good to me. Look, I've seen the Saints. When the Saints played him, there's nothing special about him. Okay? I think this young man is just like a Josh Rosen. And I think that, some of these guys get in, they hype them up, Jr., some of these guys are just the worst. I mean, they cannot evaluate talent. They talk. Some of them never played a game of football in their life, and they talk the game, but they don't know the game. They don't know how to evaluate talent. I mean, Peter, you know this. Okay?
Yeah.
So when I see the quarterback position, just because David Wolford got in the NFL doesn't mean he's a system guy. He's a system guy. They got many system guys in the NFL. Steve Walsh, baby, too cold.
Right.
Steve Walsh shouldn't have made it to the NFL.
Well, hey man, look, as far as for Walsh baby, bro, Walsh baby wasn't on the steroids anymore, so he couldn't throw the ball but 30 yards at that point.
He had number 30 yards in him to begin with.
Hey, he was strong at Miami. I don't know what he was taking.
Say, bro, Steve Walsh at the beginning of his career looked like Drew Brees at the end of his career.
Man, and Drew looked like an old man, bro.
That ball was gone before he got there.
That's disrespect, man. Drew Brees had a stronger arm than Steve Walsh, even with a bad arm.
I'm talking about at the end of his career. At the end of Drew's career. At the end of Drew's career. That's what Steve Walsh's arm looked like.
There ain't a quarterback in the NFL that was more accurate. I'm talking about as far as accuracy. He may never. Him and Joe Montana were the only guys that I ever seen pinpoint can get the ball to the man. Drew was never a guy who had a big arm. Okay, Phillips Rivers, that dude had a big arm, but Drew can throw the ball accurately, and that's what Tua. I believe that's what Tua gonna become. A lot of people sleeping on Tua, and I'm telling y'all. A lot of people think Tua is going to be a bust. I don't think he's going to be a bust.
I do want to say this about Tua. Tua talking about Lord, man. Hey, shout out to you, big dog. The way Tua is disrespected out there in Miami, man, it's a shame because they out there they trying to trade for Tom Brady. They try to find every other avenue besides working with Tua and getting him in putting players around him and really trying to grow with him, and Tua has really just stood ground and said, you know what, this is my football team and I'm going to do what I got to do, so shout out to him. I know he didn't have the biggest season last year, and everything, but he's got weapons now. So I do want to say that doggone, that's a sleeping quarterback that needs to be watched heavily. And he's drawing a lot of Drew Brees comparisons because he has an arm and a good placement like Drew Brees. So I do think
he has a strong arm, but he has great placement, like you say. And I think when it comes to the quarterback, especially of melanated descent, when it comes down to, they always have something to say. Lamar Jackson proved in the NFL that he can throw the football. He threw 30 touchdowns, and you still questioning that the man can throw the ball. I mean, look, the man is. If you can beat a person on a run and be able to beat the person on a pass, that means you're dangerous. Systems are built. If you're a great coach, there's some people change great things. I always said that you build around a system around a great player like they did with Cam Newton. That's how you utilize his talent, you utilize his strength. During them Carolina years, they knew that he wasn't no real great accuracy. He had terrible accuracy, but he was able to use his legs. And I think that we undermine how great players can be by using their legs and arms. Steve Young is a guy who I can tell you.
Hold up. Let me add to that before you throw to your Steve Young comparison. Okay.
Go ahead.
Look. I'm gonna tell you this here, bro. Cam Newton was so dumb when he first came out, bro. They had to basically break down to one side of the field, and I'm gonna give it to you in Madden terms. He's only throwing to the circle man in the R1.
Only because you're a quarterback.
But I mean, bro, you have to be smart.
I can't help you. Because you see in the game from what. This is what I told Larry. A guy who played the game able to see the way another guy who played the game. And you guys actually seen the field. You actually know what the man is thinking. So one of my criticisms that had with me when I was coming up, I was a Jeff Blake type of guy, right? But one of the things that I did, I relied too much on my arm, okay? And rather than thinking and utilizing my legs and doing some of the things, I like to say I was like Cam. I just wanted to be the Superman rather than being the thing. But you got to see one thing about me. I can't criticize other people without criticizing myself, and that's what we have to understand. That I can see there was many great quarterbacks like Major Harris that should have been in the NFL. There was we can talk about Jones over there at Tulane, Terrence Jones at Tulane. There were many guys.
Charlie Ward.
Yeah, Charlie Ward. There were many guys that
and
was
Tony
Tony Rice for the Notre Dame Greyhounds. But you know, in them times, they didn't give him a chance. And the stigma on black quarterbacks is the brain. They want to make it like it's the brain, but it's not that. We rely too much on our athletic ability. Something that Cunningham showed the world he can use his legs and his arm. Warren Moon didn't use his legs at all. He said I could pass that ball.
But he was a smart quarterback.
He was a smart quarterback.
I'm glad y'all boys brought that up, fellas, because this just brings up my next point. You know, we got an MVP quarterback named Lamar Jackson in this league, and his contract's up. So let me ask y'all this. Is Lamar Jackson worth to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now?
Hell yeah.
We all know his skill set now.
He's an MVP.
That's why they're talking him down.
So
That's why they're talking down on him to try to drive his value down.
Why Why, as a black quarterback in this league, when you know this man's value, he's an MVP of the league. He's been an MVP of this league, and we know he's great with his legs. And they built this team around him to be a running team. Why has it taken so long for the Ravens to just say, you know what, take our money? Because you got guys like Kyler Murray that's being paid like big bucks, and Kyler hasn't proven that to me.
I like Kyler Murray, but I would not. That's the one quarterback.
I wouldn't have paid him.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I would not give him that money. Kyler has not nothing in the NFL to deserve that kind of money. And I am objective. I'm not just talking based on me because they're a black quarterback. I'm based on the facts. The fact is, Kyler Murray is undersized young man. At any given time, he can be eliminated. He can be destroyed. You just invested all that money on a guy like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I'm wrong.
What you think, Larry? What you think?
I wouldn't have gave Kyler Murray that money because he hadn't showed me that he's a type of game-changing quarterback as far as a passer. Like in big games, he disappeared.
Trying to come back in and come back out. He don't have his camera on. I mean, I can't accept it. I can see him in the background, but you're almost there. Tell him to try it again. There's a problem he's letting you in. I don't know what's going on. But try to come back out and try to come back in the lane. Go ahead, EJ.
Go ahead, Larry. You go ahead.
Kyler, he hasn't shown me that he can, like, as far as a passer, a passer quarterback, that he can take over the game and he can control it, kind of like Drew Brees. Like, say you down in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Drew was one of the best of all time getting that ball on that last drive and getting us down the field.
Right.
Drew was one of the best to ever do it. That's the type of person you pay that type of money to. You don't pay that to somebody who, like Kyler, who basically to me is mediocre.
Right. Well, and I would agree with EJ on that there. You know, I mean, and like you say again, hey, you know, what is Baltimore waiting on to give this man his money? And like you say, man, you know, he's been winning, you know. Well, yeah, of course that hey, I just didn't want to go there, but but I mean, and look, you have to look at it this way here, bro. The guy has been winning, you know, and I agree with you, bro. You know that, you know, Kyler Murray hasn't done the same that Lamar Jackson has done, you know, and that's it.
No,
they ain't got to pay him. Somebody else gonna pay him. They ain't got to pay him. Somebody else that needs quarterback.
Say it again, man. Say it again. If we don't pay that man, somebody else will. I'll promise you that.
You said a Falcon. I don't want him over there. Now listen, one of the things I want. One thing I want, because we don't want to see another Michael. They went and got their quarterback. I thought Desmond Ritter threw the winning touchdown last night. They got their quarterback. Okay, their future is there.
We need to see more out of him.
You got it. What I said before we started this show, this just preseason, guys. Let's calm down. All right, let's just calm down.
Well, it's a different preseason when we're watching the Saints.
That the Saints should have drafted Willis. Everybody in the group told me I was ridiculous. This young man, I've been following this young man through his college career. I've been watching the tape. This man here is a steal for the Tennessee Titans. This man here is going to be the next Steve McNair. You guys are going to be watching this young man for many decades, many years. One of the things I want to sit here and talk about. That's this guy in ESPN. This guy named Chris Russo, whatever the hell, Mad Dog 2020. Mad Dog 2020. Because I'm going to sit here and talk about it. Mad Dog 2020. Because you got to be mad when you sit there and talk about Cooper Kupp. If we stop right now, you're going to say Cooper Kupp is a Hall of Famer. Go look at the numbers of Cooper Kupp. He is not a Hall of Fame. His last 2 years came on. I'm giving him respect. But if you look at his whole career, you just going to skip his first 3 years, his first 4 years. He was trying to say that Michael Thomas will never, ever be top 10 in the NFL again. Which is ridiculous. This is this man, Mad Dog 2020. Mad Dog 2020 said this. And let me tell you something. I'm not hating on Cooper Kupp. I think if he keeps playing, he's going to be he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. But as we talk now, he is not a Hall of Famer right now. There's no in the world you're going to tell me his number. He don't have the numbers. Okay? So
well, you know what was funny about that take? And I saw first take, doggone, and he was on that show talking about how I don't trust Michael Thomas being a top 10 receiver again. I trust guys like DK Metcalf. Huh? What? DK Metcalf don't got a quarterback right now.
I ain't seen nobody shut Michael Thomas down one-on-one yet. I saw more Sean Lattimore shut DK down. I ain't never seen nobody shut Michael Thomas down one-on-one yet.
Exactly. Like I'm like his thought process to me on that was kind of alarming to me because it's like, you know, yeah, you got Drew Lock, but Drew Lock ain't gonna go ahead and do that. They didn't bring Drew Lock to be throwing down the field like no Jameis Winston, huh?
Say, bro, so, in some of the people's eyes, Drew Lock is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson and Jameis Winston.
Exactly.
We know why. Go
ahead, tell me, Larry. Tell me.
Because he's black. They're black. They keep making excuses for players like Drew Lock and Josh Rosen.
Come on now. This is what pisses me off. Now, I got mad, and you know, son, I called you about this. There's this guy named Chris Sims. Chris Sims.
That boy was
6-6 comedy in the house. Chris Sims got the audacity. Him and Florio got the audacity to sit there and open their doggone mouth and say that the Saints organization is fooling us. That they want Jimmy Garoppolo over Jameis Winston. That they want right now they're about to make a move. See, this is what I want you to understand.
They hate Jameis Winston. I do say that. They hate
Jameis Winston. I don't know what Jameis has done to these people. 1 year in his career, only 1 year in his career, he threw 30 interceptions.
Yo. But that's not even just the point. That's not even just the point, Dan. Sorry to cut you off, but that's not even just the point. Along with those 30 interceptions, he threw 30 touchdowns.
And then he comes to New Orleans. He goes to New Orleans. He goes to school in New Orleans because that's what he did. He went to school. So when you go to school, you're able to learn from the teacher. And the teacher happened to be a bona fide Hall of Famer. mean that he didn't learn. He cut the interception rate down 14-3. He had 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He was 5-2 as a starter, but we're supposed to ignore that.
Right.
I don't get it.
And the game he got injured, he was about to light Tampa Bay up.
He was
on that drive that he threw the touchdown pass to Tre'Quan Smith, that ball was locked in. The ball was locked in. Come on,
he hit Tre'Quan on a seam pass. It was so beautiful, Pete. It looked like you ain't doing it. It looked like you ain't doing it. It looked like you ain't doing it.
Hey, bro, look, the chemistry was there. My man had already been working with Tre'Quan, and that's the rapport that he has to get with Michael Thomas right now. Yeah. And like I'm saying again, and Michael Thomas is coming into his own, and I don't think he's going to even play tonight because you don't even want to take no risk with none of these guys. Juice might not play. You're going to play Olave a little bit. But I don't think he'll play a lot. You're going to get a lot of these. He
needs maybe 2 or 3 snaps per drive. That's about it.
I don't want to see Juice until that last game. That last preseason game with Michael Thomas, all of them in that last game.
We're going to tell everybody.
Juice is a professional. There's no reason why we need to see a professional. That professional knows
you know what you're going to get with Jarvis Juice. You know what you're going to get with that guy. So that's not even a question. See who I want to see out there, Caesaroo is, that's a guy that's been kind of
we got a tiger in our house. Shout out to Chris.
Go Tigers. I like that. I also want to shout out Ryan 66 Comedy. I like your prediction 11 wins. I like that number. Also, I like your number 2, Chris. I like that 11 wins. That's a pretty good winning percentage for us right now. I like that. I like that prediction.
Man. Shout out to you guys. If you want to come on the panel, it's in the chat. You guys are welcome. This is an open panel for everybody. One thing about us, we're not afraid to have conversation. We are about the Who That Nation. Everybody, it ain't about us. Of course, this is about my son because he's the host. He's the host, and this is his podcast. But anybody else, y'all welcome to talk. East 99 in the house. East 99 in the house.
East 99. I like that. Larry, go ahead. Tell me what you got. What's up with you, Larry?
I need to point something out to y'all. If y'all notice, y'all ain't been hearing Caesaroo as name. If you're not hearing the offensive lineman name, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're not hearing offensive lineman name, that's a good thing. Yeah. So apparently, Doug Marrone and Jari Evans getting them right.
That's what I was just about to mention to you.
I like that, Larry. I like that tape.
Larry, that is the comment of the night. That is the comment. You brought up something that I'm thinking about bringing back former players who played at a high level.
That's not being talked about right now. That's not even being talked about.
Apparently he's doing something right because you're not hearing Eric McCoy name. You're not hearing Andrews Pete name. The only thing they're talking about is the tackle.
I was waiting for you to say Andrews Pete. Because Andrews Peters, we always talk about he's breaking the leg.
That's another one that I need to see improve as well. Is Andrews Pete? That's a great point, Larry. You hit that on the head, man.
Hold up now, son. You talking about improve? The man can play. The man just stay injured. Some of the questions I have with Andrews,
he can always improve.
Questions I have with Andrews Pete is some of the same questions I have with Davenport. Stay your ass healthy.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hey, not just him, Davenport and Peyton Turner. They both need to stay healthy. Both of them.
Peyton, I give Peyton Turner a pass. He just came to the stage.
Ain't no passes around here. No.
Look at him in practice. Right now, he's causing havoc on everybody in practice. right now he's one of the best DNs right out there. He's in. What you think your boy is fighting him for? The dude is out there balling right now. So I want to see him tonight. I'm calling it. I think he's.
That's what I want to see. I want to see it.
Another first round draft pick. I'm telling you. He didn't play last year. It's like having an extra first round draft pick. I'm telling y'all. This guy Turner. I think Sean Payton nailed this. I think he nailed it. He saw something that we didn't see.
Guys, I also want to bring this up
on Cam's side after this year. I think Cam going after this year. Peyton's gonna be on Cam's side. So if you,
I think Cam going in the boot. I think Cam is getting ready for ESPN. They already was talking about NFL Network. A lot of these.
Hey, before we even try to push that man in the boot, Cam still got like 3 to 5 years. Cam want that Super Bowl. He got 3 to 5 years left in him.
He got about 3. I give him about 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still here. He want that Super Bowl right now. Also, guys, I want to bring up this. DeMarco and Gerald and Mr. Smoke here, Smoke Monday, all are on injured reserve. Guys, that's very disheartening. I mean, as a coach on the Saints, I mean, if you was in that position or you a GM on there, would you keep these players just knowing that they would provide and still be good on your roster, or would you just let them go? What
I'll put on that practice squad some kind of way. I'm gonna keep them with the organization.
Go ahead, Hum. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
Look, check this out right here, bro. The whole thing is that these are players that. Okay, well, we can't take the risk of throwing them on the practice squad right now. So we got to stash them on IR, because, I mean, according to Smoke Monday, they didn't have no cameras in there. Then all of a sudden he's got a torn up knee. We don't know what happened to DeMarco Jackson. We talking about Smoke Monday.
Right.
You drafted DeMarco.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is.
That's an investment.
Okay, well, check it out this way here. But, as it's going to come down to cut day, you got to start looking at the roster spots. And you don't want to lose this guy and, okay, well, I'm going to cut him. Then somebody else goes and pick him up. Or then he gets on the practice squad. Then somebody comes to our practice squad and pick him up.
Right.
So you stash him on IR.
Yeah, that's how we ended up with Taysom Hill off the practice squad.
Yeah.
Nobody knew nothing about damn Taysom Hill. There's not a goddamn person. And why didn't you bring up Taysom Hill, son? The fact that the impact that Taysom Hill can have on this football team.
Taysom, I believe, is not going to be. He would not be showing out this preseason. I believe he will be held out this preseason. We need Mr. Taysom Hill healthy this season. We need him healthy, and doggone, it's a good point of bringing up Mr. Taysom Hill because we look, he's gonna be. He brought up something in an interview this week. I don't know if you guys watched it, but Mr. Taysom Hill said, "Look, I didn't want to personally give up my quarterback role. I still want to be a quarterback, but you know what? I want to do what's best for this football team. And you know what? I respect the hell out of that, out of you, Taysom Hill. Shout out to you, man, because that is hard to do. When you want to be a quarterback, you want to do whatever you want to do, doggone, that's hard for you to just say, hey, I want to go ahead and just change my positions because the team.
He could have had an ego problem. He could have got upset because of the fact that they took him from quarterback. I know all your uncles, all of us, people, armchair quarterbacks, we all like to sit here and talk shit about him and all this. He won football games in the NFL. I have not played in the NFL, okay? I didn't play in the NFL. And I want you to understand, this man played in the NFL as a quarterback. And he won some games. Whether you like it was ugly as shit, don't get me wrong. It was
winning is winning.
But winning is
win. I don't give a damn what you do, man.
So 5 and 2.
As long as you win, man, the win counts, man.
The win counts. I mean, really? 5 and 2? I take that on a lot of quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? But Taysom was never a quarterback. Taysom is an athlete. And and the smart head coach, You're going to use Taysom all over the field. You're not going to take his strength away. You think I'm going to get rid of that 3rd and 1, that 3rd and 2, giving him that ball and going up the middle? That's a big old fullback going up the middle. Most people don't have a player like that. People want to limit him getting the football. You're crazy. This man is going to help us win football games. He is not a quarterback. I know he's not a quarterback.
It was just great to hear. I know for me as a Saints fan, just seeing that, that there's players like that, like him in the NFL, that's willing to listen to your teammates and your coaches and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to go ahead. I want to be a quarterback, but I'm going to do what's best for this football team because I want to win. I want to win a Super Bowl, man. I want to do what's best for us, man. And that's awesome. To have that type of player around your environment, around your other players, hey, that's huge. What you think about that, Hump?
Well, I mean, and hey, bro, look, just make a jokey joke about it right quick. Atlanta has their own version of Swiss Army knife. They got them one too. Right. But hey, man, look, and it goes back down to roster spots. And this was something that I mentioned to y'all last week. Okay, do we keep 4 running backs or do we keep 5? Because if we don't keep the 4 running back, Taysom Hill is going to get that fullback spot. Now, I don't know how it goes as far as for the special teamers, but you still got to keep a long snapper at a tight end position, and you still want to keep 3 tight ends. So, where does Taysom Hill go?
Brought up that point too, Hump. Doggone. I believe tight end, and remember this. Remember I said this, guys. When the trade deadline starts coming around, I believe unless Adam Trautman can step up, okay, because and Taysom Hill can give us really good production out of that role. I really believe tight end is going to be a spot where we need to really focus on and really solidify in this office because I feel like that is a sleeping position that we need to address. Go ahead, Larry. What's your thoughts on that?
Now, the thing about the tight ends, like, we're not going to see Taysom. We're going to rarely see him because, like, they really want him to get healthy. His ribs still hurting. Right. So we're not going to see Taysom until the last preseason game where we're going to see all the starters just to get their little hits in and get them up out of there. Right. But it's a big battle at the tight end position, too, because you still got Juwan Johnson. They want to see how far he's developed.
Don't forget about that, man. He was very productive.
And we still got Lucas Kroll, who they like. They trying to see what he can do.
Hey, tonight, Lucas Kroll. He needs. Hey, this is.
That's what I'm at my eyes on. But I want to say some of these comments right now. Of course, Henry said keep them. You drafted DeMarco. Then also East 99 said we need to make sure our offense is protecting our quarterback. East 99 said that he respects Taysom Hill. He also said, I hope that the quarterback is going to play tonight don't have trouble. He also then we also have Terrier, I think 6 says, I hope our tight ends look good today. Also, he said, I also hope the linebacker group. So basically, they're paying attention to the linebackers and certain parts.
Yes, that's a great point that you brought up. Doggone, that's the 2 groups that I really want to focus my eye on. If I'm a Saints fan tonight watching this preseason game, I want to see them tight ends. I want to see them linebackers. And yes, Eric Wilson, I want to see if you can step up and fill in the role. I want to see what you're looking like tonight. I want to see Zach Bond tonight. I want to see what you're looking like. If you improve it, man, because we drafted you out of Wisconsin, man. Come on, we need you, man. Like, I want to see these things come to fruition for us because these are weak spots. These are spots that we need as a team to get better. And to say that we're going to win this division, we need those spots, man. But go ahead. Is that Jason?
Outdated. Jason old and outdated. Took him a damn long time.
I've been working today. I just got home.
Well, Jason, I want to ask you this, man. What is your thoughts on tonight, man? And who are you looking out for to step up in this preseason game?
Trevor Penning.
Ooh,
I want to see what he look like.
I want to see it too. I want to see if he gonna
between
compose.
him and Hurts, we're gonna see who's gonna win the starting job.
There you go. Hey, that's a good competition that nobody's talking about right now. We got Trevor Penning and Mr. Hurts there that is battling at that left tackle position. Who's going to replace Teron Armstead? I want to see it. I want to see who
Daniel.
Yeah, I would rather see the veteran win out in the beginning though.
Yes, I think we all agree here. We don't want to see none of these big veteran receivers, none of these starters that we know that solidified. No Tyrann Mathieu, no Jarvis, none of these big names. No Jameis Winston, no Michael Thomas. None of these big names need to be.
Michael Thomas didn't even make the trip. He at home. He in that old.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what East 99 did. Now, this is something that East 99 is breaking. That none of us are really.
No, don't say none of us because Larry pointed that out. Larry, I pointed that out earlier. He said, I wanted to see if doggone what Dennis Allen gonna do for me tonight.
I want to see Pete Carmichael. That's who I want to see. I want to see Pete Carmichael.
Yes.
But check this out.
We know what Dennis Allen going to do because he's the master of the defense. I want to see. And he's going to be
we have not seen Dennis Allen in years at the head coaching position, so we got to see what he looks like out there tonight. How that looks like.
We saw him last year.
We did. We saw him last year. Sean Payton was
last year.
Yeah.
I gotta interject on that.
You're right, but I want to see now that he's in control. I want to see how comfortable he is right now as the head coach of this football team. Go ahead, Larry.
See, this is what Dennis Allen gonna do. Dennis Allen gonna do what he do best. He gonna coach that defense. He gonna let his other coaches handle their business.
Handle the business, right?
He's gonna totally handle that offense because Dennis will tell you, I ain't no offense, man. I'm not getting into that. The only thing he looking at is player performance and execution.
Right.
That's all he's looking for.
Right.
Dennis Allen gonna stick to that defense. Pete gonna handle that offense. That was their agreement.
Right.
Dennis ain't touching that. Just like against Tampa Bay, Dennis Allen ain't touched that offense.
And I believe as a coach, if you're defensively minded, let your offensive coordinator take control, man. Let them handle that. Doggone, you shouldn't be dibble-dabbling in stuff that you know you're not strong at. So Pete, that's your offense. Roll with it, son. Do what you got to do, dog. Doggone, if I'm DA, get out of that man juice, man. Let that man do what he got to do, man. Because if you sit there and you putting thoughts in his head and making him scared, doggone, you only gonna hurt your team. You're only gonna hurt your team like that.
Read the post for Daniel. Daniel made a quote. Please read that.
Daniel Brandon said lots of people keep saying Peyton is gone, so the offensive mind is gone. Pete Carmichael has been there since 2006 and called plays the past couple of years. I agree with you, Daniel. Pete Carmichael he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for years, and people keep sleeping on this man like Sean has overshadowed him over the years. Like, Pete Carmichael knows what he's doing, man. And he's going to prove it to y'all this year. Go ahead, Larry.
I see this is what people sleep at on Pete. Pete actually is a better play caller than Sean Payton. Because he sequences some plays. Pete ain't going to try to get cute and cocky and let his ego take over and try to do some flashy shit. Pete's going to keep it on the grind.
Yes.
Pete's going to call more running plays. He gonna balance it out every time. Pete call the plays and when Sean call plays,
right.
I'm gonna have Jameis throw a touchdown, get it called back, and then put Taysom in there and have him do the exact same thing and throw an intercept. That was Sean.
Sean did. What you think about that, huh?
Hey, bro. I'm in total agreement with Larry because we're gonna run the ball a little bit more. And you're not going to give this guy chances to make mistakes so they can have the fans, look, let's yank Jameis and let Andy Dalton play, And I mean, hey, Andy Dalton, you had your time, and you supposed to be better. You've been in the league a little bit longer than Jameis.
Andy Dalton's football team, man. This is Jameis Winston's football team.
Correct.
Andy Dalton came on this roster to be a backup, and he knows that, man. Doggone Saints fans need to go out, go on somewhere with that.
Let me say it. you're the Cajun cannon. Bobby, Abraham. Let me tell you something, Cajun. Shut your ass up. You're doing it. You know, Bobby, I love respect for you, Bobby. The time you left the fight and went and played with the Falcons and you ran around flying like a goddamn bird. Bobby, stop it, Bobby. You're only doing this because you don't like James. You're only doing this. If this was Drew Brees, you would never talk about the backup quarterback. But it's all of a sudden that we are, James is having a slight injury. Y'all are waiting for his disappointments. Y'all waiting for him to make mistakes. You guys are the worst. All of you guys, I'll be glad when James holds the Lombardi in New Orleans. A shame on all of y'all. Because guess what? Even I was critical of Jameis Winston. Even I was one of the worst of Jameis Winston. But guess what? He won me over. He won me over. And the reason why, I saw last year, I've seen him play. He went as a starter 5-2. He threw 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He beat the Packers. He beat the Buccaneers. But you guys want to keep going, reverting back to his days when he threw 1 year. 1 year. You don't talk about Brett Favre when he threw 28 interceptions. You don't talk about Peyton Manning when he threw 27 interceptions in a year. But you talk about this man because he threw 30 interceptions. It's only because of the color of his skin. Shame on you. Shame on y'all. Because this man here has produced his numbers. Go look at the numbers. Go look at this young man's numbers. His numbers is up there with the best within his age range. If the man had better coaching, come on, Bruce Arians. Let me tell you something. Bruce Arians, every quarterback he has had, Ben Roethlisberger, every last one threw a lot of interceptions under his watch. Even Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not used to throwing high-rate interceptions. Even Tom Brady ratio has went up. So you blame this man with the no biscuit, no risk it bullshit. One year you're going to write it off. I'm with the James. I'm on his bandwagon. But guess what, James, you ain't got no excuse now. Because we didn't get everything that got you. Now, as much as I praise you, James, I'm going to come right back at you, James. You better produce. Because you changed me. See, I'm a type of person to give a brother a chance, bro.
Error this season, man. Doggone, like if you look at this Saints doggone office that told me something this offseason when we was trying to go ahead and pursue Deshaun Watson, that just tells me that Jameis, you're on a hot seat. So you got no room for error, man. You got to.
That's the fact. And Saints fans don't want to hear that. Saints fans don't want to hear that. Anytime you go out the organization and you go after somebody's quarterback and you was willing to throw the kitchen sink, that means you were a little bit enticed. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Who wouldn't have went after Deshaun Watson? It's not a bad thing on Jameis. It's just the fact it was Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is ability, that's like a Patrick Mahomes, okay? That's just a tier up. To be honest with you, Jameis can be a Deshaun Watson. He can be that. He's just been in bad situations, bad coaching. I believe Jameis, when you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they went out and got Gronkowski. They went out and got Antonio Brown to go with Everton. Why Tom needed all them players, Leonard Fournette, all them players to be able to win. And then so Jameis is getting that. New Orleans is doing the same shit Tampa didn't do for him. Tampa didn't do that for him. Tampa did not go all out and put a defense around this man. Tampa did not do the shit that they're doing for Tom Brady. Let's just be real. Okay? So I'm gonna stick my neck out and say this. Jameis Winston is taking us to the NFC Championship. I don't know if we're going to the Super Bowl, but I know we're going to the NFC Championship. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jason. What's your thoughts on any of this?
Hey, why do you think Bruce Arians stepped down this year? Remember, at the halfway point last year,
hey, Jason, nobody talking about that.
Tom Brady made that man change his offense. Remember? Tom Brady made him change his offense. I don't think he liked that shit. That's why he stepped down. This year.
No. The word
Go ahead,
is
Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
the wrong son. The word is Tom Brady. Tom Brady was not coming back if he was the head coach. They had his feud. He was not going to come back. He was leaving already. If Tom Brady wanted to go to Miami and it didn't work there, he didn't want to coach. Or he didn't want to play under Arians. Okay, that was the real truth. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Larry.
But see, you got to look at what's not being said. They're not going to never admit that Antonio Brown was telling the truth. But that's the reason why Tom didn't want to play under Bruce Arians, because of the way he treated Antonio Brown. Everybody on that team know it was fucked up. That's why when Arians stepped down, nobody said a word. Oh, I'm a miscoach, this, that, and other. Because they knew his punk ass had to go because he fucked over Antonio. They knew Antonio was telling the truth. But what I really want to touch on is the situation where everybody keeps saying Jameis don't have no excuses. Stop putting that weight on that young man's shoulders. It's not on him. All he got to do is go out there and perform and use the tools that are given to him. But everybody else got to do their jobs. We done lost games because DBs didn't cover. You know what I'm saying? The playoff game against San Francisco back in the day when Drew Brees, Darren Sproles, and Jimmy Graham brought us back and we got the lead. We lost at the last minute because Roman Harper couldn't cover Vernon Davis. That's so you can't say Jameis this and Jameis that. If Jameis doing his job and somebody else ain't doing their job, we can't say, oh, Jameis didn't do his job. That's not fair.
I'll give you another example, doggone Mr. Cook, doggone against the Buccaneers. I believe we win that game if he don't fumble the ball. I mean, Jared Cook, doggone cost us that game. I mean, come on,
Well, hold on.
Miracle. We was in the Super Bowl that year.
Hold on. Look. Hold up. It was 5 turnovers by Drew Brees, and ain't nobody said shit.
Right. He made the game close.
Ooh.
But guess what?
That's all I got to say about that. So as all the pressure is on,
came back and got the lead though.
That conversation.
Hey, bro. After 5 intercepts,
I'm not gonna have you sit here and talk shit about Drew Hold up. It's easy to jump on Drew Brees. It's easy to sit there and dissect Drew Brees in his last 2 declining years. But let's talk about Sean Payton once again. Let's talk about the fact that when during Drew Brees' glory years, when Drew Brees was lighting up the NFL, Sean Payton could not put a defense around Drew Brees. And then when he decides to put a defense around Drew Brees is damn near old as hell. So what I'm trying to tell you this, my brother, some of them stuff we had top 5 offenses under Drew Brees for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, that's not the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey,
you give me a Drew Brees and you put a defense around him. If you don't tell me about God damn it, no.
Hey, all I'm saying is with this Everett. Hold up, look. All I'm saying with this, Everett, is that basically.
I agree with all that.
Hold up. Look,
Drew Brees, but Drew Brees, now, hey, he can't be no say all the time, now. The boy and Drew the interceptions and clutch moments, now. We know that. Come on,
Well, look. Like I say, there was a lot of shit went wrong. Okay, Coach
put the weight on Drew.
They put too much weight on Drew Brees. I'm sorry.
Put that weight on Drew. At that time, he shouldn't have had that weight on him. That's what I was saying about James. Other players have to do their jobs. Yeah. You can't just drop it on him. Oh, we ain't win that game because James didn't do it. All James got to do is play within the offense. Yeah. Move the ball and score. That's all he got to do.
Number 5, Larry. We're number 5, Larry. And we're the football, Larry. We can win against winning the football. You can't expect the quarterback. One thing the Rams did, if you look at Stafford was never a quarterback. If y'all look at like that guy, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He got a super arm, but thinking wise, Stafford is he's like no different than James Winston, if you ask me. And to be Oh yeah. He's a
Stafford got his Super Bowl the same way Peyton Manning got his last Super Bowl when he retired. That's how Stafford got it.
He didn't look good. Yeah,
I think more than anything, Stafford got his Super Bowl because the Rams bought their football team. They bought their football team. They bought everything that they needed, and they just put it around Matthew Stafford. That's just what it is. Matthew Stafford was a decent enough quarterback. He was a decent enough quarterback to make that doggone offense go.
I mean, all right, Larry, they got there with Jared Goff, Larry. They went to a Super Bowl. Whether y'all want to come back,
they couldn't win it with Jared Goff because the league figured Jared Goff out. The coach used to tell Jared Goff where to throw the ball at before he ran the play.
Right.
Jared Goff didn't have an IQ. That's why they traded his ass and they brought in Matthew Stafford, who got a little bit higher IQ and could play he played within the offense. Matthew Stafford didn't do nothing flashy. He played within the offense, and also he had Eli Apple in the Super Bowl. So that's a gift. That's a gift.
Hey, that always helps.
I blindfold myself and throw over Eli Apple because I know it's gonna be a catch for a touchdown.
Come on, you can do this countdown and let everybody know.
Y'all boys, doggone. I just want to tell y'all, man, real quick, doggone. Give me y'all prediction.
Every Saturday we're gonna be doing this, and every Sunday.
Give me y'all prediction tonight of the final score, man. I wanted to also tell y'all before y'all even tell me that individually. Soon before the season starts, I want y'all to start thinking about what is y'all predictions for our record this year and how far we'll go this season. But that's something for y'all to think about at a later time. But Hulk, what is your prediction for tonight's game?
I got it. 24-20 Saints.
All right, Larry, what you got?
Really, I don't have a prediction for the score because I'm not watching for the score. I'm watching for personnel. I'm watching to see who's gonna do what. The score don't matter because it don't mean nothing.
Right.
So I'm not worried about a score. I'm watching to see who's gonna step up and perform and who's gonna lay down. That's all I'm looking at.
Jason, what you got?
Hey, I'm like your boy. I ain't looking for the score. I'm just looking for a certain player. I'm looking for the running backs and the O-line and rest of these wide receivers. We'll see what they look like.
I hear you. What you got?
You don't know about it.
Okay.
What you got?
In the fucking
Who is that?
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody mute that mic. I'm hearing curses.
What you got? What you got?
Okay, I got the Saints losing this game 17-13, but the Saints dominate in the first quarter.
Okay. My final prediction tonight, I believe it's a Saints win. It will be 21-14. I believe this defense is going to really prove, of worthy as always. Our defensive system is going to be great. But I really want to see what the running backs are looking like, what them tight ends looking like, and what them linebackers are looking like tonight. So, all right, guys, doggone, it was another great show, man.
The Hall of Famers are right here on this panel. You guys are this is what we're call the baddest because you guys are no holds barred. We even had Larry. We even had Larry. Now all of a sudden we had Larry cursing. So you know we up in that.
Hey, man, call us the Fearsome Five on here on this panel, man. This the original right here. So, hey, man, I love it, man. I enjoyed y'all boys, man. Y'all enjoy the game tonight. Saints fans, man. It's football season, baby. We